I'm here today to do my reading wrap up for March. I'm doing it a little bit earlier. Sorry, for February. Wow, it's not March yet. No, it can't be March. I have too much to do. I'm doing it a little bit early just because I have a lot of stuff going on early in the week and I want to get this done early. So it's very possible I'll probably finish a couple of more books. So my March wrap up might be a few books short, but I will probably talk about them in there. So I didn't have a great reading month this month. I think it's because February is always so short. And my school schedule this month was really, really off balance. Like, I didn't go to school every single day. I'm still not going to school every single day. So it's a little bit chaotic with student teaching and stuff. So I didn't read as much as I wanted, but I did really enjoy everything that I read. I'm still working as a book blogger. I'm still being a consultant for eStories, as you saw on my City of Glass review. So those are the stuff that I'm been caught up in. But I'm just going to talk about the books that I read, and then I'll do another video talking about what I hope to read in March. The first book that I read was Gemma Na by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I do have a review about this on my channel if you want to go check it out. I talk a little bit more about it. I gave it 5 stars. I love the format of this book. They are so unique and so different. I really love the characters that we met. I loved Hannah. I love Nick. I loved all the sci-fi stuff that happened towards the end of the book, and I loved how the characters in the 2 books intersected finally. I cannot wait for book 3, and I cannot wait to see the new characters that we meet, but this was probably my favorite book of February. Definitely a great continuation from Illumina, and I'm very excited to see where the story goes next. The next book that I read was The Edge of Everything by Jeff Glines. I got this book at New York City Comic Con. I do have a review about this book up as well. But I gave it 4 stars. It's about this girl named Zoe who winds up being rescued by a bounty hunter from hell. And these bounty hunters are on missions to rid the world of evil and bad people by basically sucking their souls and killing them. And Zoe and X become unlikely allies in a fight that they did not anticipate. But I really love the slow burn romance. There is a little bit of insta-love in there, I will admit, but overall I really liked it, and I did not expect to get a book 2, but I'm very, very excited to see where the story goes. There was a lot about X that was introduced in this book, and I hope we get more clarification as the book series goes on, because he's a very, very unique character. As again, if you want to know more about it, just go check out my book review, but I really gave it a 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, and it was lovely meeting Jeff Glines at Comic-Con as well. And then I finished listening to City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I gave the listen a 5 stars. It was a great listen. I loved reviewing everything, and especially because I'm watching Shadowhunters right now. I'm a little bit ahead of Shadowhunters, so if you are watching the TV show only and have not read the books, don't go listen to my review because I'm going to spoil you. But overall, I really, really enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll get to start City of Falling Angels soon. And then after that, I finished listening to Map of Fates by Maggie Hall. That was a really, really good lesson. I really, really enjoyed that book. I gave it 4 stars. It was a very, very fast-paced story, and I loved it. I love the characters. I love where they went. It was so unique, and I cannot wait for the conclusion. I think it's called The One or something like that, and it comes out in June or July, I think. But then the next book that I finished reading was Of Fire and Stars by Aubrey Colhurst. This was a book, it was an Owl Crate book for January. It was in the Epic box. I loved it. I really, really enjoyed the romance, but also it was a very, very politically based story. The romance was an element, but the fantasy politics of the story was very, very much the focus. There was also a lot of stuff about magic and a lot of cool characters that we got to meet, which I was so excited about. And then, so that book I gave like 4 stars, and then the next book that I read was, A Rose Blood by A.G. Howard. This is a standalone. This came in the classic remix box for Owl Crate. I got this at New York City Comic Con, but this cover is just gorgeous. I gave this book 3 stars. It was a very interesting story. It was a little bit slow, and the world building wasn't as clear as I would like it to be. I think that I needed a little bit more clarity, but towards the end, it became such a unique and such a different story. I loved it. Literally felt like a classic remix on Phantom of the Opera. So I thought that was really cool because it took the story but kind of made it fit into its own needs, and I thought that it really added some fantasy elements and some madness elements that just made the story really, really cool to want to read about. And I really enjoyed it. So I do recommend you borrow it, but go check out my review. It's in the Owl Crate mashup video, and I talk more about both of them. But then the next book that I finished reading was The Death Cure by James Dash. This was the final book in the Maze Runner series, and I had listened to it before, but I did not like my listening experience. I really liked reading it, and I thought that it was a really, really solid conclusion. I think it also left the story on like a possible like you can come back to these characters and see what's going on with them because it wasn't like a clear ending, but I did like enjoy it. I enjoyed everything that happened. It was kind of like a sucker punch book because a lot of stuff that was brewing kind of like exploded, but you finally did get to see like what the end was and why all this stuff happened. Like what was the reasoning behind it? And I know that there's two prequels that I'm gonna hope to read in the next 2 months that will hopefully complete the story. And one is told from Thomas's perspective as he made the maze, and one is set 13 years before that, and it's called The Kill Order. And that's what I'm gonna read in March. But I really really like this experience so much better than listening to it. And I think it was just a combination of me not having read the story in a long time, but I really really enjoyed it. And I think that it was a very very nice conclusion. I know there are a lot of people that don't like it as a book series, but I'm actually really impressed by it, and I'm definitely going to hopefully get to read or complete reading through his Mortality Doctrine series soon. But I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. So those are just my thoughts. But those are all the books that I read. I ended up reading 5 and listening to 2. I hope to increase that number next month, but you never know with grad school and with life. But if you have any comments or questions or anything else, just make a comment below and I'll be sure to try to answer it. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!